What is going on, everybody? Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, resellers on all platforms. What's going on?
What's up, everyone?
Hello.
I am here with Joe, the Philly Picker, Dan in demand, and I'm Jimmy Old School Flips. This is the Pocket Change podcast, and it is December, guys. It's December. What? And it's definitely December here. It's snowing already.
Is it really? It was
snowing
cold.
right now.
It was cold here today. Yeah.
I have snow.
Real quick, I just want to do this. It's my sister's birthday today, so I have to say happy birthday to her. But then tomorrow is my wife's birthday, Sonia. So happy birthday, Sonia. And then the day after that is my mom's birthday. So I have like every December, I got those 3 birthdays just lined up, and it's like, oh boy, here we go.
You should have just started without us. You don't need us here.
That's a that's a busy month, and then you throw Christmas in.
So that's why I was this week is gonna be busy for me. So I just want to say happy birthday to all 3 of those lovely ladies, real quick at the start of the show. But
yeah, happy birthday. You're making us, Joe and I, look like jerks.
Say happy birthday, guys. Say happy birthday.
Happy birthday. Yo, look on the bright side. It might be a busy week, but I'm just looking forward to all that cake that you're gonna have.
Man, yeah, me too. Me too. And then the scale is like, why did you eat that cake, bud?
Yeah.
Sonia's actually gonna try one of Dan's cakes. She said, I'm gonna make my own cake. I'm gonna do a soda pop cake.
The pop cake?
She's gonna try.
You're
it.
making Sonia make her own birthday cake?
I don't bake. We talked about this.
Yeah.
Listen, as much as I would go buy her one, but she wants the soda pop cake, and I don't bake, man.
You should buy her a cake.
But I usually would, but she said she wants.
In case she doesn't like the soda pop cake.
Oh, you're a forward thinker, Dan. I don't do that stuff.
Well, why would you want to? I mean, why? Because if it sucks, then she's like, she's gonna think like, man, Dan's
blame Dan
idea.
Just blame Dan.
Just blame Dan, exactly. So there's an escape clause right there. We just blame Dan. No, that's a good idea, man. Maybe I will. But
I told
good.
And I told my wife, you have 2 cakes, or we have 4 cakes.
That's
that'd
best.
Be a lot of cakes.
Wait, are you where's your sister and your mom live? Are they near you?
No, they're not. They are in Arizona.
So you're gonna have a cake in their honor.
In their honor, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Is it like an actual cake or like a cupcake?
An actual cake, yeah.
So you're gonna have 4 cakes.
Funfetti cake? Funfetti?
Ooh.
We'll probably have 4 cakes. We'll have funfetti, we'll have vanilla or a yellow cake, and then we'll have a chocolate cake, and then
what about banana cake? You ever had banana cake?
Oh, I love banana cake.
No,
wait, I've had banana bread. Is that this? That's different, right?
Oh yeah,
I love banana bread.
Banana cake is amazing.
I don't think I ever had it.
You haven't. Every time I have it, you make fun of me.
So is it different? It's different than bread because the bread is a lot like cake.
It's like a cake. They have there's a box cake by Dolly Parton. Well, there's a Dolly Parton version, a Dolly Parton box cake that is banana cake.
I would figure her to have a melon cake.
Why?
Is that going to get cut? Is that going to make the cut? What do we? Why? No reason.
Why?
No, I'm not going there. It was a bad joke.
Well, I'm a huge.
I'm going to get banned. What's going to happen?
Getting back to cakes, I'm a huge fan of ice cream cake.
Oh yeah,
my birthday was in October. My birthday was in October, and Lauren made me like this. I think she saw it on like Instagram or TikTok. One of those. It was an ice cream cake or ice cream sandwiches, like line the bottom, and then whipped cream, and then another layer of ice cream sandwiches. It's pretty good.
That sounds pretty good. I had a turtle cake for my birthday.
Oh, like the turtle track cake.
Like the turtle, I don't
like the candy turtles, like the caramel.
Yeah, it's got like that. This would be great for the audio version of this. All of our listeners on the audio version. I was trying to find a picture. I took a picture of it.
Is it pecans or pecans?
Pecan. Oh no, we're not doing another word thing, are we? Oh, I deleted it already.
What? Well, I think Joe's
always right. So however Joe says it is the right way.
Pecan pie. Pecan
or pecan?
You say pecan?
I guess.
No, we're not supposed to be doing. We're not supposed to, we did the Lauren 2 weeks ago. Last week we did Joe's way of saying water. which we had a comment, Keith, vintage old school or vintage flips, sports flips.
Yeah.
Sorry, Keith, whatever. You know what he sells vintage sports stuff. And he's not in Philly, like
whichever order Dan says is how he does it.
He said that Joe says it's fine, but he's from Philly too, so I don't know. He doesn't know how to say it either.
Dan, is this the cake you're looking for?
We got pictures, folks.
Oh yeah, that's what I was looking for.
Hey,
that look too good.
That was my cake for my birthday. What's it say on there? So our audio listeners can see it. Can you read it?
Yeah, it says congratulations on not dying.
I asked my mom to get that put on the cake, and she's like, "All right." So she went back inside. I thought she was inside the store, so I figured. Well, I thought she was outside the store and she wouldn't go back into the store. So she's like, "All right." So she went in there and told them that, and they started laughing. And then when someone else showed it to them to like they verify what it was, and they saw that was on there, and then they called over someone else. They're like, "Look what's on this cake," and then she's like, "I can't believe it," and they're like, "Oh, how old is he?" And so then my mom's like, "Oh, he's like 43," and probably they're like, "Oh, this poor guy, he's got his mom buying him a birthday cake. He's such a loser." After they got past that, they're like, "He's way too young to be putting that on a cake." And the girl was like, "I think that's hilarious, and I'm gonna put that on my cake." So I started a trend.
In Portage, Indiana, there's a trend going around.
A trend.
Did she buy candles too? Did she buy a 4 and a 3 candle too? Or did
No, no, there's no. I didn't even get the first slice of cake either. We don't do.
You didn't sing "Happy Birthday," blow out the 43 candle.
No, that stopped a long time ago.
That stopped a long. But at least you cut out some of the, the traditional stuff. But Mom is still buying the cake though. We're still there.
Well, I used to make her make me a cake, but when she was still working,
make her make you or ask her to make?
I would ask her to make me a cake, or I guess make her. She's not gonna listen to this. I would make her make me a cake, but then after a while, I felt bad. I felt bad. So then we're like, all right, I won't. It was too much. It was like she had to go to work all day, and I knew if I worked all day, I wouldn't want to do it. So I let her buy me a cake. I have to. This is like worse for people listening, but. When I got 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, I had her get me a cake for that. I promise, because she thought I'm pretty sure she still thinks me attempting to do YouTube stupid, and she thinks that this podcast is stupid. She doesn't say it like that though. She doesn't say it like that. She says it very nice, but in her head, I know she's like, this guy is an absolute idiot. But I told her, I promised her, I'm like, I made her promise me if I got a cake, that she would buy me a cake when I hit 1,000 subscribers. So she got me a cake, and I have a picture of it. I'll show you guys too.
You have 1,000 subs.
Very nice. Your mom's very, very, very supportive, Dan.
Yeah, I don't think she is.
Yeah,
I noticed there wasn't a congratulations on there. It's just like a way of getting her how ridiculous she thinks.
What was that? It's from The Office. The Office, when they did like a joke it is your birthday. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like that was supposed to be the joke on that one, but
all right, that makes it almost seem like, yeah, well, you did it. Here's a cake.
And that's like what? It's 3 years later, and I have 2,400. So I'm like killing it, man. I'm just absolutely.
It's way more work than anybody thinks.
But this podcast, we've only gotten like 20 subs in the last. Or is it 20? We had 119 when we started last week.
I think we're
129 right now.
We're going in reverse at this point. Yeah, we're going in reverse.
You think reverse? Will you lose some?
No, I'm joking.
Oh.
Hey, good news is we don't have any thumbs down yet on any of our videos. It'll happen now that I mentioned it, but we don't have any thumbs down yet.
Wait, you can see that?
Only on your in the studio, the YouTube studio.
Oh.
If you go in there and you look at your content, you can see the thumbs down there.
Oh,
no longer can the public see it.
They must be blocking out when Jimmy's talking.
Yeah, they must not listen. They have my volume turned down.
I guess we didn't.
They blocked you.
We didn't piss off enough people yet. So,
what, Joe? You're planning on pissing people off?
No, I'm just saying
that might have pissed people off by saying pissed off.
Well, I believe you cursed last episode, or maybe it was the episode before
my
that.
Dolly Parton melon joke is probably going to piss me off.
Wow. I'm sure other people thought that, Jimmy.
They thought what, Joe?
About his melon joke. I mean, he can't be the only one that thought of that.
Oh, shit. Hey, do you guys decorate for Christmas? Do you guys do decorations? Did you guys do any of that after Thanksgiving?
Pretty much.
Go
ahead.
We did. We had our Christmas tree up. I think since the day after Halloween.
But do you have
really? You're one of those families.
What's that?
The day after Halloween?
It was early. It was early this year.
Christmas music just been playing nonstop in that house, huh, Joe?
Not really the Christmas music. Like you said, the trees up, and Riley gets excited about that. My 5-year-old daughter, so she's all into that. But now we have Elf on the Shelf that came to visit, which is a whole other story. Elf on the Shelf.
I wish I would have did that. Like that wasn't really a thing when my kids were growing up.
We should try this year.
Yeah, but they're like, whatever, Dad.
I'm sure if it's you should try it. If they want to have presents, I'm sure they want presents though. They're not.
Hey, let's go ahead.
Maybe
just disclaimer: if kids are listening, parents, this conversation might have spoiler alerts. So
I don't even know what Elf on the Shelf is, but I see enough TikToks and stuff that people do it. But I'm just saying, your kids aren't old enough that they don't want presents. So if you want to make them they're old enough that you can kind of do whatever you want. Still.
Well, the elf that we have, we got an elf that destroys the house. He's constantly toilet paper in the tree. Ugh. He's putting flour down on the ground and putting his his footprints in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say melons.
Back to melons. Okay.
It's the Dolly Parton.
How old is Dolly Parton?
Like 77 or something.
Oh man, she just did like a halftime show for Thanksgiving, right? Everybody's talking about how good she did. I saw it. Yeah, she did a good job. She's still.
She did good. What was your favorite part?
When it was over. We're talking way too much about Dolly Parton's banana cake.
Yeah.
On Thanksgiving, I had Dolly Parton's banana cake.
Wait, what?
I had no idea that was even a thing.
What, Dolly Parton's banana cake?
Yeah. Maybe my Elf on the Shelf will make it, since he does everything else around here.
Oh my gosh, that is too funny.
If he makes that cake, it's gonna leave a big old mess in the kitchen.
He leaves a mess anyway. And
you get stuck picking it up?
Yeah, pretty much.
Oh.
That's why I'm not a big fan when he arrives. He usually arrives the day after Thanksgiving. But I think this year he was a little bit late and came like around December 1st.
Well, you moved, so you had to find your new house.
Yeah, he probably knew. He probably knew that we moved because they know everything,
Oh yeah.
But yeah, he
like in Toy Story, he probably hopped in one of the toy boxes, like in Toy Story when they're moving, and then they have to make sure they have a moving partner and all that. He probably hopped in with some of the toys, like on Toy Story.
So, but yeah, that's always fun. Every morning, wake up to see what Elf on the Shelf did to the house. So,
I didn't decorate. The extent of my decorating is going to be I have Christmas Story Ralphie plates that I got from Walgreens probably 10, 12 years ago. And then I'll pull those down. I'll use those for the holidays. And then I might, when I was looking for stuff a few weeks ago, I found like a tote of stuff. But a few years ago, Joe had this harebrained idea that we were going to make Vlogmas videos for our channel. And so I was like, all right, Joe, go ahead and do it. So you're not doing it alone. Okay. And I did it for a few days. And then like one of my episodes was decorating my eBay room. Cause like, I just don't put up trees anymore. And when I got done after the show, I was taking all the decorations down. And I started listing the ornaments. So they would start selling
while they're there.
And then after I got bored of that after a little while because they're just like ornaments that are broken or I don't have all the boxes. I did sell some, but I took the good ones out and the rest of them are just in a big ball. Like they're all connected together. It's like a mess.
Now, Jimmy, are you a real tree family or a fake tree?
Fake tree. I've always been. Fun fact about Jimmy, I'm extremely allergic to Christmas trees.
That's what you just tell Sonia.
And we found out at my mom, happy birthday, Mom. We found out while I was an infant. What did Dan say just now?
He said that's what you tell Sonia. So you don't so you don't get to get a tree, a real one.
So you don't have to go like I'm allergic. If I ever meet a lady and we get hitched and she's like, oh, I really want to, I want to go hike through the woods, find that tree. I want you to cut it down for me and drag it back and strap it on top of your car. I'd be like, man, I am allergic to trees, like deathly allergic to trees. Like I can't do that. We'll just have to get a fake tree.
I have a story about real trees. We had I don't know. This is probably maybe 7-8 years ago, 9 years ago. We would go and we would cut down the tree.
Wow.
Go out, pick the tree, cut it down, drag the tree home, put it up or whatever. Well, one year we got the tree. You have to leave it outside for so long. The branches will fall, that whole thing. And
I don't know about that whole thing.
Yeah, because you're allergic.
No.
So we bring this tree home. I shake it out, make sure there's nothing in it, put it up. We decorate it. The next day, it might have been maybe the next day or 2 days after we set it up and put the lights on it and have all the ornaments, everything else like that. Guys, there were spiders everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh no.
The tree was infested with spiders. They were everywhere. Thousands of spiders.
I saw. Oh, sorry.
So I got to get the vacuum cleaner out. I'm trying to vacuum. I couldn't take it anymore.
Wait, you didn't take them out and you killed the spiders?
Absolutely. Yeah.
You didn't take them outside and release them?
No, Dan. They were in the vacuum. So if they survived the vacuum and then the bag being tied up 2 or 3 times and thrown out in the trash, if they survived, then they survived.
That's like a spider emergency. You don't. Unfortunately, you can't save them all.
I mean, I just like to point out that what Joe does, I am not a participant.
I don't condone.
I don't agree with it.
So we get them. Lauren helps me. We get we think we get all the spiders.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Next morning we wake up, twice as many spiders. I take the tree, ornaments, light, angel on top, everything in the stand, out the front door. So we didn't have a tree. That year.
I would have slept in a hotel room that night for sure. There's no way I'm not sleeping with a bunch of spiders.
So I just saw a story last week about it was almost the exact same thing, but instead of spiders, it was praying mantises.
I would have sold the house.
Could you imagine?
Those things move creepy. They're all
baby praying mantises. Can you imagine like 1,000 of those? Ugh.
Well, can you imagine 1,000 spiders everywhere?
I thought I would live in arachnophobia.
They were in like the ceiling, the hi-hat lights in the ceiling. They were everywhere. I'm vacuuming. We thought we got them the first night, but they came back twice as many the second night. So the whole tree had to go out. We didn't have a tree that year.
No, yeah, that's
and it was like
you turned Christmas into nightmare. Like that's like a Nightmare Before Christmas type thing. Yeah.
So the next year we ended up. Well, we didn't have a tree that year, but we lost all the ornaments, all the lights, the angel on top, the tree stand, everything.
Probably one you've had for years.
I just want to know what the neighbors thought of me. Like
he's pissed. Joe's pissed. He's canceling Christmas.
I'm like, hold the door open, and that thing went right out the front door. So that wasn't one of our best Christmas. But
I just pictured you going to get the tree, and like I just picture you like in this like lumberjack outfit.
We dressed
your pants tucked into your boots, and
we dressed the part. We all got up. We all had the bubble vest on with the flannel shirts, the jeans, the duck boots. It was like a new. It's like a new action figure. We go out. We took a picture with the tree before we cut it down. It was a big family experience.
You look like the cover of a brawny little paper towel.
Pretty much. It was a good family experience until we from that I'll never have I'll never get another live.
I just recently saw on a little short video that's why they actually shake them on that machine.
Oh yeah, they shook it. I shook it. I left it outside.
Really?
Yep. These were, and I think when it comes inside with when it's warm inside, that's when they decide to come out of the.
Oh yeah, they're looking for the elf. They're looking for Cookie.
Yeah, they're looking for. I'm telling you.
That's
I almost died when I woke up the next. I'm like, what is? But not one of our very
Now I'm glad I'm allergic to Christmas trees now.
Yeah,
because I'm definitely allergic to spiders in my house. Like that's not okay.
So how often do you use that you're allergic to stuff? Like, are you allergic to go food shopping and things like that?
I'm allergic to. I was allergic to every job I ever had before I was a reseller.
Okay.
I'm actually allergic to oranges, but I still eat them. Tell you what, that's a rough day for me when I decide to eat oranges.
So is it the same? All the orange? Like, can you have a clementine?
No, they all. I'm not deathly ill.
What about a grapefruit?
Grapefruits are the worst.
Grapefruits are citrus. They're awful anyway.
Yeah, I love grapefruits.
You like grape?
Again, we don't want to go. We don't want to go this path with me on the. You don't want to have this discussion on.
All right, then let's talk about something about reselling. Then let's change our. Let's talk about.
Have you guys had any shipping issues with the busy shipping season yet?
I wasn't able to ship any of my orders yesterday on eBay.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, huh?
Yeah,
that didn't last that long. I must have caught the tail end of it because it was only I tried to maybe 15 minutes later I was able to do it. So, but I did go.
Trying.
What's that?
I kept on trying. It was every time I went to go. If I had to change, if something was 3 pounds or if I didn't have it perfect in there, if I tried to change it, I had a pair of shoes I sold and I had it down as 3 pounds and it was like 2 pounds. So I went to go change it and that's when it wouldn't let me print a label. So it was, I kept on checking because I went over to Pirate Ship and was printing off Pirate Ship, but I don't know.
Well, I went over to Pirate Ship to ship a few things also, but then I was having trouble getting the eBay orders over to Pirate Ship, so I had to restart everything, log out, log back in, and then it imported all my orders over. But some of my orders were actually cheaper to ship it on Pirate Ship.
Yeah, that's what I noticed.
Than it was shipping it on through eBay.
And then the whole time I'm like, why don't I do this all the time? I hear people talk about it. I
used to do it all the time. I used a credit card that was hooked up to Pirate Ship.
That's what I was just gonna say.
And I did it for the points. And did it for the and then my card expired from Pirate Ship, and then I just got.
Well, I was kicked off of Pirate Ship forever.
Well, yeah, because you were doing something on there.
So you guys, Pirate Ships was cheaper than because I stopped using Pirate
Ground
Ship.
Advantage. Ground Advantage.
Ground Advantage is cheaper on Pirate Ship than it is on eBay.
Yeah, by like 20-30 cents per package.
What?
Yeah. I shipped the Priority Cubic package yesterday. It was $6.93.
What?
Yes.
I need to start using Pirate Ship. I didn't know that happened.
Yeah,
you got to check.
Breaking news. So
my padded flat rate was more expensive.
Yeah,
but I think did those go up now though? Was there like a?
I wonder why it's cheaper.
$8.30, right?
But I paid like $8.90. I don't think you get the discount on there. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but so I don't know the difference because I don't know if $6.93 is the same as.
I usually pay $7.20. That's the cheapest I've ever seen. Priority.
Yeah, $6.93. And then that was Priority, Ground Advantage was $8 something for the same thing. It was really weird.
So Dan was talking about how yesterday eBay you couldn't make labels. eBay's for like 2.5 hours or something like that. eBay the labels buying and creating labels was shut down. That's what we originally started talking about. Yeah. But you going over to Pirate Ship, that was like by accident then kind of like having to go over there and ship because eBay was down and then you found out it was cheaper.
Yeah, that's how I found out yesterday. And it was packages that were, I think one was like 3 pounds to New York, and it was like 30 or 35 cents cheaper to do it through Pirate
I think it's cheaper because of the cubic rate, right? It's because
it was
right. because that was the big selling point. I remember when people talked about pirate ship a lot was the cubic thing.
I remember cubic. I used to save a ton of money on priority.
Yeah, so because it comes up priority cubic when I typed in the information.
I didn't ship a priority. I shipped a Ground Advantage,
and it was.
It was cheaper.
I don't think they have the cubic foreground event.
I don't know. If I would have sold something today, I would have checked. I guess.
Yeah.
I haven't sold anything.
I'm gonna check it out because those quarters and nickels and dimes, they add up as when you're shipping.
But I've heard other people talk about the same thing, hooking up to your credit card, and then you can get the points and then use the points for stuff.
Yeah,
I used to do it all the time, and like I said,
I'll tell you why I didn't do it is because then you have. So after I was done shipping yesterday, I went and I just paid everything that I paid on shipping today. I just paid my credit card. You know what I'm saying? Because that was why I think I stopped this. Because I'll pay it, and then you start. Like I have a credit card just for stuff for if I need poly bags and stuff like that. And then it's like you get in this mindset of.
Well, I had a Chase. I don't know if it was Chase or Capital One card, whatever it was, but I had it hooked up and I only used it for that the pirate ship part of it, and then whenever. And it was.
I remember you telling this story before.
Sorry.
Yeah, give me that card number. I can tell you what kind of card it was, Joe.
And whenever it was set up, like the date it was due, it would take the full payment out of my account that it was. So I never had to worry about it, like carrying the balance or anything like that. But once that credit card expired, and then I really did start. I really didn't use pirate ship as much because I got lazy because it was just right there. It wasn't extra work, but it was just, Well, I'll start going back to that because, like I said, I was shocked to see like something 30 cents cheaper. But you do that a few times a week. It'd be a few times a day, and it adds up over the week.
I got a question for you guys.
Or the year.
I got a question. Have you guys had to, since using a UPS label that you bought through eBay? So that's eBay's account. I have a lost package. I have a UPS package that's lost, and I had to open a case, and it was difficult because they want an account number. Well, it's eBay's account, and I had to figure all that out. Have you guys ever had to deal with that?
No.
I only had one lost package, and it was back during the pandemic or whatever, and it was eBay ended up paying out. Oh, I'm sorry. USPS ended up paying out, and then the package ended up arriving anyway. So months later. So
I found out just for information because I'd never had to deal with this, and I was like, because this is my first one ever with UPS that was lost.
Oh, UPS. I'm sorry, UPS.
Yeah, it was legit lost. Yeah, I've never had a UPS. This is the first time ever.
Yeah.
So I had to UPS. I had to call eBay, and then
what'd you sell?
It was a Christmas a Mr. Christmas skating rink. I sold for $100, and I'm still out the money right now as we speak. Because I had to it was in the same location for 10 days. I had to refund the buyer. The buyer was nice, but I had to do it. It hasn't moved, and so I had to open this case. And because it's not my account, it's eBay's account. But eBay said put in your email, and that worked. Because my email is linked to the eBay account. It's weird, right? So I finally was able to get this case open, but now they still have to review it and resolve it. And then on the back end, I guess to get my $100 for insurance or whatever, I have to wait for an email to come through and then put in information on a different payment because again, it's eBay's account. They might get the money. eBay might get the money, right? I don't even know how this works. So I have to put in an alternative payout when I get the email. We'll see how we'll try to keep you guys updated, but that's been a bit of a fiasco for me. And right now I'm out the $100. I had to refund the buyer. It's not their fault that it's lost.
And so I never had it with UPS. Does UPS still do? Is it USPS? They give you that $100 shipping, $100 free insurance, or do you have to?
Yeah, I think they do. I have to double check. I'm pretty sure they do. I'm pretty sure it's $100. I think it's $100 also.
Yeah.
And then I got another package lost with USPS right now that is the buyer's been cool, but again, it's been at the same location for 5 days now, and I had to start a claim yesterday on that. That's a $50 sale, so I'm going to be out $150 on these. But it's part of this season. I know.
Yeah, is the location where it's at in the hometown of where it's going?
New Jersey. Yep.
Yeah, that is it
hub.
New? Yeah, that hub in Newark, New Jersey.
Is that what it is? So it's a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a band up there.
Everyone here in Philly, we all think the same thing.
What? Oh, you guys in Philly, Dan.
Yeah, that's one where it gets held up there. That's where I got the USPS package that they ended up refunding me was from. It went up to North
Mike
Jersey.
will probably buy it in a Mike, our friend from the January house. He'll probably buy your package and he'll probably open it.
They do that.
Lost packages.
He buys lost. He actually won the raffle, right?
So many lost packages at that location.
Yeah, he bought it. He bought a bunch of them. I think he bought like a pallet or something, didn't he? Or
he won a pallet or something for.
Wait a second. How are they lost if they have them?
I don't know, right? That's what I was thinking. They're like,
lost.
oh no, this is lost. It has the address that it needs to be.
They're lost because they got auctioned off.
Yeah.
They fell off the truck. Oh,
oh no!
I can't put these back in.
Would you look at that? There's a pile of lost packages.
Maybe after they pay out, they keep them.
Oh yeah, if they find them then or something.
If they pay the insurance on them.
Oh yeah, now they're theirs.
Then it becomes theirs.
That's weird. So that's a thing out there in New Jersey. Then that's not far from you, right, Joe?
You have
to deal with that hub a lot.
Most of the times, if it's going north, yeah.
I'm sorry, I just want to keep it when Joe says it because I've heard about this listening to him for 3 years. He's always talking about this stupid hub.
I honestly never heard about that. So this is like
busiest one in the country or something stupid like that.
I feel like
I live in like near Chicago. We go to the Chicago hub, and my packages just get everywhere. I'm gonna lose a package right now. I know I am. But I never have a problem.
Tell us how you really feel, Dan.
I've sold hundreds of items over the last 4 years.
And never had a problem.
I've had one package lost. A couple. Actually, I lie. A couple packages, and then they'll come. I lost a package on Poshmark, and then they went through the whole thing where Poshmark was cool, and they just refunded them, and they let me keep the money. And then I kept on checking the tracking, and I saw it got there, and then I messaged the person like, I know you got that package. I seen you got it. And then they don't respond.
Was this a love letter? I seen your package. One of those Poshmark love letters.
And then someone else did that to me. During COVID, they got. Oh no, I've been duped where I refunded people before. Then they got it, and then they kept the package, and I gave them their money back. So I'm lying. It's happened one time though. It's been MIA. 2 times, twice. There's another time it was international. It was duped. It was at least 3 times this has happened to me.
Did you give me 4 Do we have 4 like an auction.
By the end of the show, it's going to be 17 times.
It might have been. Not very often.
No, but it sucks. It's not fun because like the one on UPS, I didn't find out I didn't keep track of every tracking. I don't watch all my tracking, and they didn't let me know till it was like 8 days at the same location that they hadn't received their package. So I didn't start I didn't start researching it till 8 days after it was sitting. So then I spent 2 days opening a case and trying to figure it out. And the case opened. It was open for like 24 hours, and they basically closed it and considered it missing. And so then I had to put in a claim for the insurance. So that one I just had to refund the buyer.
Oh, that's why. Okay, because I was curious why you said you refunded them and you're still waiting. Because they've already searched for it. They deemed it closed. So then you refunded so it's all done now. That's the smart thing to do. Okay.
Yeah. And so
I've done it where I refunded them before I've done any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And then when I refund them, this is years ago, but then I go through, do all my due diligence, and then it gets gets delivered to them, and then they keep it. They get a new phone. Who this me? And it's I'm out the money, at least $14.99 it wasn't a $50 or $100 item, and I don't get my item back, and I lost the money plus the fees I have to pay, the shipping.
Yeah.
So okay.
Yeah, it sucks. And
why? They I'm knocking on wood so it doesn't happen, but
yeah, I don't have any.
So far, so good. This
have you ever opened a claim with USPS and I feel like opening a lost package claim on the post office like lights a fire under them. I've
done that a lot. I used to do that a lot more than I've had to.
It's like a code red. It's like a Dan code red where everybody's like, stop what you're doing and find this package, right? Like
Yep.
it almost
the reason why I asked you if that's the hometown of where the package is going is because sometimes I've asked them, even though I did it, if they go to the post office, if they want to, if they really want with the tracking number or whatever, maybe they could jumpstart it on their end. And usually it's worked. Where
hey Joe, you want to go down to the? I'll give you the tracking number.
Newark, New Jersey.
Before I was like actually reselling, I sold my old iPhone, and a lady bought it, and I shipped it to her daughter in New York. She bought it for her daughter. I shipped it to New York. It got there, and it was boxed, and she lived in an apartment building. So they took the box to the post office, and they put one of those notes in there that told her to go to the post office and pick this item up. This lady was so mad at me because her daughter couldn't get the phone. And I'm like, well, she just has to go to the post office. She wasn't there when they delivered it. This lady thought I was going to go to New York to pick it up, to deliver it.
Well, you're from Jersey, so.
No, I'm in Indiana.
Now you are?
But so that's why I just had to mention that because Joe's like, yeah, maybe if they're I would never deal with anyone that would have that much logic to do that.
What ended up happening though?
Eventually I think they went and got it.
They finally broke down and
yeah, I'm pretty sure because I know I don't remember traveling there.
You didn't go to New York to get it?
I had no idea what was going on, but it just popped in my head when you said you thought that maybe they could jumpstart it because it's an
important thing to say though for I think we have there's a lot of people that aren't as experienced sellers. That's a big part of trying to find. No, but you're right. What you said is good advice. You should always recommend because that's who if it's in their area at the post office in their area, they need to go down there and talk to them because they're going to get better results than you in Indiana trying to call and talk to people. If they just go to their local post office and talk to them, they're going to get way better help than you can offer from Indiana. Yeah. So it's something that you should recommend in your messaging if there's a package lost and you can see that it arrived in their area.
I'm regretting saying I wanted to talk about reselling because this whole conversation is giving me bad juju vibes.
Well, mine's already bad, so I don't at this point I don't even care. Like I already have.
Well,
everywhere.
This week I got 2. What do they call it? Chargebacks from eBay saying that they don't recognize the transaction.
Joe.
Huh? Well, let's keep.
I'm joking.
What do you mean? What they don't recognize the? I don't even know what you mean.
Person bought something expensive because Joe sells all expensive stuff, right? Yeah, and now they want the stuff for free. So now all
they're saying they didn't recognize the charge.
Yeah, they went through their credit card,
saying
that they didn't recognize the charge.
I wish I had a drink
before
stronger than water.
Before you would just upload your tracking information, and then once it shows delivered, they would close would close it on eBay's account on site.
And they didn't.
Well, now there's no place for you to upload the tracking. It says you don't have to.
What happened to me?
It says that you don't have to do it. It's not that it's a $50 item and like $140 item. So
is that when they told you? Does that they sent you a message after you shipped it that not to ship it?
No, that one I didn't know. No, that was a $200 razor that shaver.
Joe, you're killing me with these numbers, man.
Yeah, I'm worried about that because I shipped it, and then 2 days later, it says eBay sends me a message saying that this account has been closed and all this other stuff for suspicious. But I already shipped it.
Do you still have the money?
They paid me for it, but I shipped it, and the money's still there. So I tried to close it with or tried to intercept the package through UPS or USPS. But they were charging me like $18 to do it, and it wasn't guaranteed to do it. I'm like, Why do that?
You should have just did it, and then when it didn't work, you charged.
That guy working a chargeback. Jersey needed a razor.
Could have just done a chargeback, Joe.
I bet you Mike has it.
Yeah, Mike bought it in a pallet. But yeah, these two this week were just charges that they said that they went through their payment processing company and said that they didn't recognize these transactions. So I don't know what's going to happen.
That's still being processed right now? Like there's no results yet? Or
yeah, nothing. It said I don't have to do anything. We'll keep you posted until
Now,
but I think eBay covers you once it shows delivered
right
to that address or whatever. It
almost seemed like, I don't know what the word is, when you had to add tracking that already shows delivered, like they would say, and so they got rid of that then?
Yeah, they would instantly get rid of it once you did it. Now it says that you don't have to do anything. Just wait for their,
Now, there was I don't know if this has changed either, because I haven't had one of those in a while. Now the bad juju.
Oh my gosh.
Do they, because they're when they first started doing that, when they did the eBay managed payments first was introduced, and someone would open up a credit card, like you said, like a
dispute.
Dispute. The seller got charged like $15 for them opening that, or $20. Do you remember that?
I remember hearing someone talk about it.
You should look into that, because
I'll look right now.
They would they would automatically charge you like $20 because there was a dispute, even though it wasn't your fault at all. And I don't know if they got rid of that. That was a while ago, and I literally haven't had a dispute in so long. I don't even know.
Well, I'm sure you have one coming.
Yeah, we'll give it a couple days.
Yeah, we talked about it, so my phone hears it. I got my phone in the drawer, so hopefully it doesn't hear it. I just wonder if that's a thing still, because it was a thing for sure. And a lot of people, there's older videos out there where people were like, how the heck are they going to charge me $20 or $15 or whatever it is, because they opened a dispute and the package was delivered and everything. Because it was kind of ridiculous.
eBay, and they can do whatever they want, and I'm cool with that. eBay, I think. I don't want them.
Yeah, eBay's awesome.
It's the best. Joe seems to have the problem.
I think they should have got rid of it. I felt like it was a thing where eBay was new to this managed payment thing. They hadn't really managed people's money yet, so there was a new thing.
I was one of those guys that took forever to switch over to managed payments. I used to get those emails all the time. Switch over by June 1st.
Isn't it weird how long ago that was? And
it was like September. You must switch over by September.
He was just hanging on to that PayPal.
I was.
I was actually like one of the beta people that got switched over pretty quickly to it. I've been on managed payments for a long time. I did not because they did a beta test. They X amount of people they introduced into it early on to kind of work out the kinks and stuff. And I was part of that.
A select few got into it.
The select few. Yeah. So that I was one.
See, I'd rather just wait, figure that all out. Jimmy, figure out all the.
Use Jimmy. Let
Jimmy figure it out. Let me switch. Let me switch over the very last day, the last possible. They used to send emails saying that they're gonna not show your items, or you're not going to be able to sell in there. And then eventually, after a couple of those emails, I decided to go over.
I don't hate managed payments. So I actually, it's almost like I did have trouble because my business account was through a credit union, a smaller bank, and so it was not as easy early on to get them linked to eBay to get that direct deposit. It was like I ended up having to call them because I had the routing number and everything. They still couldn't figure it out. So it wasn't a smooth transaction.
It wasn't a smooth transaction at all because my bank account has my middle initial on it.
Oh boy!
And my eBay account doesn't have and they kept on saying that the account names don't match up on the thing.
You couldn't just walk in do you know who I am? I'm Joe Philly Picker. So don't you know? I have a YouTube channel. Go check it out. Here's my.
Yeah, nobody watches, so don't worry about it.
Did you put a video out, Joe?
Tomorrow.
Oh,
tomorrow. All right. I haven't watched either of your latest. I was busy last week. I
don't think I didn't put a video. I recorded a few times, but I was super busy trying to get stuff. I wasn't selling a ton of stuff, and then this past weekend we had there was a sale. I was talking about the email sale last week, I think. So I have like good stuff happen to me, so I'm not gonna talk anything
Good
bad.
juju.
So I'm talking good stuff. I've talked about how I had an email sale. It was the MGB something sale that I got done with the podcast, and then go look. They sent me an email Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 50% off everything you buy.
This is that hidden club, right?
The hidden club.
Okay.
So I went out Friday and Saturday. Sunday was football, so I didn't watch. But I spent almost $700 on some items.
High roller.
I'm surrounded by just absolute stuff. Just too much stuff. There's too much stuff in here.
You got a blow mold right there.
That's Joseph. He hangs out here.
He
Joseph, I didn't want to list him. I listed him a long time ago, and I have him priced I think I have him priced for like $70, which I think is a ridiculous price. But he's part of the house now.
Yeah, he's part of the room. I mean, he's part of the show at this point.
Yeah,
he's been there.
Well, and then that's Mickey on his back. If you're listening, you're not knowing anything I'm talking about.
There's a plastic blow mold.
It's like, who's Joseph? How come Joseph doesn't talk? And the listeners are saying that they don't realize we're talking about.
Yeah, there's a blow mold.
A plastic blow mold sitting behind Dan.
Yeah.
Football. So, you watched football. Can we talk sports for a second?
Yeah. Well, Joe definitely wants to talk football. He's supporting the team and everything. If you're listening, Joe, the Philly Pickers, the Eagles fan.
I am, and I still stand with them. Bad game.
I don't want to
look
talk
good
about
last
football
week
per se, though. I don't want to talk about football at all. I want to talk about this. Is this a big deal? I'm asking Joe. Is this a big deal? What, as I've been told, is going to be the new hero of Philadelphia.
Who?
The security guard for the Eagles.
Dom.
Big Dom.
Big Dom.
Yeah, Big Dom.
So if you don't watch sports, so this guy, he's like the head of security for the Eagles, right? And like there was a sideline play where one of the Eagles players got slammed on the ground, and he comes over and he's like trying to defend the player, right? And he's like pushing the 49er player away, like, get away from my guy. And then the 49er player, like, weirdly, like, puts his fist in his face. He doesn't punch him. He like pushes him with his fist.
It was like a slap.
Yeah, he was hitting some melons or something. Like,
again, the listeners can't see that, Dan, but Dan is waving his. He weirdly points and then pushes him with his fist and stuff, and so like it's this big deal on TV, right? Like the anchors are the broadcasters are making a big deal, and it was, and they ended up like kicking the player out for doing that, but then they kicked this head of security for the Eagles out of the game too. And then they're like, this guy's going to be a hero, like, of the town. Like, he's going to be walking around Philadelphia like Rocky. Like, he's going to run up the stairs and everything. So is that – well, I know you guys got a passionate fan of those football teams. Is that how it's going to be? Like, is he a hero already?
Well, he's very noticeable around town. When if you do see him out, he's a giant. I mean, he's a monster of a man. Yeah. So he's very noticeable. He's always getting some sort of attention. But I wasn't at the game. My younger brother was at the game, and they said it was a standing ovation as he walked off. People cheering his name, everything else like that. So, but everything's been quiet. I'm a avid listener of sports radio, and it's kind of been quiet lately of what the whole thing's about, and if he's going to be suspended for another game, if he's going to be fined, if it's going to be. But he's
you're talking. I mean, security is a big deal. Like, you can't just say security, get out of here. Like, the team needs their security, so it's his job would never be in jeopardy. But like, that's a big deal. Like, it's like sending in the second, like when your coach gets. It was like what happened with Michigan. They had a backup coach for a couple of days when the guy got suspended. It's like, there's going to be a backup security guard. Is he going to be as big and buff as Don? Like, Joe, are you next in line? Like, what's going on?
I mean, that's probably a great job. I mean, he gets to run out on the field with the coach afterwards when they go, holds their hand up when they run across the field to shake hands,
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know. I'm sure.
He's not going to be able to do it, and they'll have like a lot of. I always see coaches with. Well, I think it's college. They have like the state troopers with them.
Yeah. So this is like a private security thing,
Yeah.
But I don't know if he's an employee from. I'm assuming he's an employee by the Eagles,
right?
But I guess the NFL could suspend them or whatever. He's also an advisor to the GM. Also, he's got a secondary employment.
Really? So
yeah.
he is involved with the football operations.
Yeah.
Does he have any connections to eBay or anything? Could he?
I don't know. He probably sells on eBay.
Oh, dude, he could sell like the hat he was wearing that night, the shirt. Like he could sell everything he was wearing on eBay, and
Well, he's always in the same outfit. He always wears that black Nike warm up.
It works for him. He's intimidating with that. He's got an intimidating look. It works.
But he travels with all the players too, or he'll meet them at the airport if they're coming in, for whatever. He meets them at the airport, drives them to, the stadium. He does a lot of that stuff too. So
now I want to ask Dan this from a non-biased point of view. Like, you're not an Eagles fan, are you, Dan?
Oh, I love the Eagles.
You're from Jersey. I forgot. I wanted to ask you, how did you perceive? You saw it happen? Did you see what happened?
Yeah, I saw it happen.
What do you think about it? Like, what's your? How
I didn't really think anything of it because I see people. You see like sideline scuffles all the time, and you see people do that all the time. I didn't know who he was, but I mean, like a coach or something, you always see people breaking up a fight.
Do you think you think he wasn't out of line to step in and like, hey, push the?
Because he did kind of push the player away. Yeah, I didn't really see a big point of it, but then he started grabbing at him. I mean. Yeah. I felt like they probably were both pretty cool about it. I didn't really think the other guy deserved to get kicked out, just like he did his wave in his face. Like
it was the weirdest.
It wasn't.
I don't think he wanted to punch. He wasn't trying to. He was just like, because he's like, don't put your hand in my face. It was kind of It was kind of like that. So I just thought it was all. I mean, I guess I understood why he got kicked out, but.
Maybe it was scripted and it was all just for people to talk about it.
Well, it's weird because I was watching Red Zone and they were showing it and then they were talking about it and there's like everyone knew who Dom was and like, yeah, we were talking about him earlier. So I thought it was a little odd that they had already talked about this guy. Then all of a sudden he's in this ordeal now. So
in the beginning of the game they did I don't know if they did it like a whole thing on him or maybe when they were running out of the tunnel, but they mentioned him in the beginning of the game. About who he was.
Maybe he has a card now, and you could sell his card.
Yeah, I'm sure there's going to be T-shirts made of them. There's going to be.
Should have made a T-shirt.
Did they already?
The broadcasters made him out to be like I mean, I was watching the national broadcast of it, and they made him out to be some right there on the spot. Like they proclaimed him as a hero of Philadelphia right there, and they were going nuts. Like they were going crazy about him, right? And they made a big deal about it.
Yeah.
So I thought that was interesting, and I had to ask. Once it happened, I was like, I got to ask Joe about this.
Yeah, free Dom. Let him back on the sidelines. Hashtag.
Hashtag free Dom.
I have a question for you, Jimmy.
Uh-oh. No. What's up?
Have you been going to your bins? How have the bins been?
They've been, the last time wasn't great, but they've still been really good. I've found some good stuff. I have a bin story, though.
Is it good or bad?
It's bad.
Oh, man, this has been filled with.
No, it's just like a very depressed. The best thing about this has been Dolly Parton's banana breads. Bread.
Banana bread.
Is that what we're calling them now?
What do you cook? I mean, her banana.
It's not bad.
Her banana cake.
Her banana cake. It's
really
bad. I mean,
banana cake.
It's not my fault. It was I have a history at the bins. I've been there a couple times with.
You already have a
history. It's been open a week.
At the bins in general,
like
across the country. Like I got the first time I ever went to the bins.
I'm not affiliated with him either.
Yeah, don't claim me. Do not claim me. I went to the bins with Kristen, Rural Squirrel, back in Colorado, in Denver. I was there for 5 minutes.
Ohio, you got kicked out of the bins.
I was there at the one in Colorado and Denver for 5 minutes, and Kristen was like, "Where's Jimmy? Where'd he go?" And I'm outside mad because they yelled at me for something I didn't even know. Like, so I was just cooling down.
Oh, you started grabbing before they put all the things out.
So in Denver, they say there's 2 goes. The first go means get into position, and the second go means shop. I didn't know that. So they said go. So I started and not just a excuse me, sir. It was a scream at me to put that crap down. And I was like, I didn't. And so I was
by an employee or another way. By
an employee, an employee, and she screamed at me like she unloaded on, and I had never been there. I didn't know. So I was like mad that they yelled at me. When I was like, I didn't know. I'm sorry. And she's like, and so like I just went outside to cool down. And Chris is like, what's wrong? What happened? I was like, I just got yelled at. I don't even know what I did. Like they said go when I started. So this one's worse though. This what happened, and it's nothing to do with this. It's listen. I got to be careful how I frame this. I'm shopping. I'm doing and our bins are not busy. Again, maybe 17 people total there.
Trouble at the bins when no one's there.
So listen, this is story time. Is that the little thing? It's story time.
Just tell the story.
I'm sitting there. I'll try to tell that I'm shopping, right? And as a kind of bigger, stronger guy, I feel like it's my job to move big stuff to get to the bottom. So like I'm doing that as I shop, like, and so I move something. And of course, it's how it happens. As I move this big shelf and I do push it over and it falls down. And there was nobody there, nobody even close to it. But this lady who was she was very loud and talkative. And she was one of those people that was talking so everybody could hear her all the time. She had already established that. Sonia was even like, that lady just wants everybody to hear what she's saying. Like she's just talking loud.
We're gonna call her Jenny for the video.
Yeah, we're not gonna call her Karen. We're gonna call her Jenny.
Oh, Jenny. Okay.
Jenny.
So Jenny, right as I do that, I hear her say, "And you're gonna start getting people that are throwing and being aggressive." And as literally she's saying that as I'm pushing this thing over, and it plops down. And then she goes, "Like you need to be careful." And I was like, "Oh boy, I'm in trouble now." And so she starts telling the lady stuff about me. Like she starts saying how these kind of guys and this and that, and they're rough and they're too aggressive. And I was like, I finally said, you need to mind your business. I'm trying to shop. Like, leave me alone. And then she says, she calls for the guy that works there. His name was Chris. And she wanted me kicked out. And I was like, I'm just shopping. So
you're the dom of the bins.
Yeah, the dom of the bins. Yeah. So then she goes, like she mentions that she's gonna have the cops called on me for throwing something at her. She said that. And this little old lady that's next to me, after she said that, I'm like, I'm just getting away from her because at this point she could.
You fled the scene of a crime.
Yeah, I fled the scene of a crime. But there's, you know what? I wasn't worried. Like I didn't.
Did you talk to your lawyer? Did you talk to your lawyer before you told us this?
Right. Yeah. This is.
I feel like we're forced to. We have to report you.
See something, say something.
Actually, I appreciate you guys bailing me out. By the way, that's okay. At least you guys were like, we gotta bail him out for the show. So she says that, and this little old lady next to me is like, "What's going on? What's wrong with her?" And I was like, "I don't know. I'm just trying to get away from her because she's saying I threw something at her and I didn't." And I'm not worried. There's cameras all over the place. They would have saw I didn't throw anything at her. All I did was move something.
That takes months of you'd have to like get the warrant to get it. And you have to review it. You have to pay that. I mean, it's an ordeal.
Yeah, I would have had the lawyer up for sure. But I was like, so I'm like just trying to get away from her because I'm like, Dan, in my mind, like all she has to do is lie, and the cops are going to take her word, and they're going to throw me in the back of the car and take me, whatever, because she lied, right? So I'm just like, I'm just stepping away from the problem. I want to get away as far as I can. And then she's just going around just ranting about me. And I'm just like, what is going on? So what's going on? She's like, I don't know, but we need to just go. We need to just leave. And she's just like, he's disrespectful towards women. And I'm like, what? What did I just asked her to mind her business. Like, leave me alone. I'm trying to shop.
Do you think Jenny will come on the show next week and give her side of the?
Oh, I'm sure Jenny loves to talk.
Okay.
I feel like you guys shouldn't call her Jenny because we have Jennies that are listening that are going to be very.
No,
very
you came up with the name.
You're the one. I'm telling Jen Multiverse.
I don't remember coming up with that name.
Yeah, Jen.
Jen is gonna be mad at you, Dan. You're in trouble now, bud. I didn't do it, Jen. It was Dan. No, but I'm gonna tell you one other thing that she did to multiple people at that place, and she did it to me and Sonia. And Sonia didn't like her because of this. She was talking really loud about everything she wanted to talk about, and she would walk up and make physical contact with you, like right up next to you, and start picking right in front of you.
Oh, she's a sidler.
And so she did that to Sonia too. And she did it to Sonia first. And Sonia was like, this lady literally just came up and like,
she's getting into your head, Jimmy.
Me and started
trying
shopping
to get in your head so you can't find the good stuff at the bins. That's how the bins are, though.
So that's what my point was. Like, I want to tell the lady, have you ever been to an actual bins that is busy? Because it is shoulder to shoulder shopping.
Yeah, and there's 50 people thrown. Like that. You stay away from them.
Yeah,
let her do whatever she wants. She can have whatever.
I did. I tried.
Through your cart.
Let her pick through your cart.
Shop for her. Offer her a gift. Just like, here you go.
Was it like a few months ago? I don't even know how long ago. It was almost the exact same story thing happened to Chris at Flip the World, where some lady, she actually called the cops on him.
I was afraid she was going to, man.
You should have, for the podcast, got arrested.
Dang it. You know what I should have done is took out my camera and recorded. And I even told Sonia when we left,
yes, you should have.
Why didn't I get out my phone and record? I would have went viral on TikTok.
Chris from Flip the World, the exact same thing happened to him. He made t-shirts.
Didn't he go to jail? Didn't he get arrested?
No, they put him in the back of the car for a while while they investigated, and they let him go on his own. I'm sure the same thing would have happened to you.
Sure.
And that was in like a big city. You're in like nowhere,
small town,
Ohio.
Middle of nowhere, Ohio.
All you had to do is go there, and then when she said something, you'd be like, "OH."
Well, I have a feeling I'll see her again. Because she was talking out loud for the whole world to hear.
Should have asked from Michigan or something if you really wanted to make her mad. That's just because there's a rivalry between Ohio and Michigan. It's nothing to do with me. I'm just instigating things today, guys. All right.
Yeah, your team can't compete with those teams.
I have nothing to do with Michigan.
No, it was wild because, again, she was talking loud the whole time. Before that incident even happened, we already knew that she usually goes to the Columbus bins where it's crazy busy, and so she likes it up here. She prayed that morning that it wouldn't be busy, and then she got here and it's busy. And me and Sonia are like, well, this is just stuff she's saying out loud. I'm not making fun.
These are talking to herself?
To herself, yeah. She was just talking out loud. And so this is what we're dealing. I mean, I know I have issues, but this is what we're dealing with here. So we already knew that she went to the Columbus one. What Dan confirms it. Lots of issues. I'm surprised I'm actually on a podcast at this point.
Well, Jenny might be here next week. So.
Jenny might change a couple letters.
We have Jenny on, and then we'll get we had some requests. I don't know if it was a lot, but there's a few requests in the comments from last week's episode to have on the pocket picker from Joe's thrift store. They wanted to see him. Can we at least get a picture of him or something?
I'll take a picture next time.
You have to ask him first, though, Joe. You can't just go walking around taking. You can't just walk around town taking pictures of people in public without them knowing about it.
I think you can take it. I think you can take pictures of.
I have no idea. It's just funny when you see when you see everyone always argues about that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know my picture. I'm telling you, I'm instigating today. I'm being an instigator.
I mean, I wish I would have took a picture of that or videoed that lady go. I instantly, as soon as I got in the car to leave, I was like, dang it. Why didn't I record that?
So did you find anything good though?
That day we didn't do great.
Jenny got in his head. Took him out of his game.
Jenny left with all the good stuff.
Yeah. We had one good find. It was like $100 thing. It's like a little skincare like laser thing, and it was brand new.
Oh, I think a 4.
You'll take a 4.
No, a 4. A 1 in 4 chance that you're gonna lose it and shipping it when you sell it.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yeah, well, because we talked about it. That's why it's been jinxed.
Has anything good happened to anyone here besides me, who I've just collected stuff? I haven't sold anything yet. So,
well, it always goes back, full-time lister, part-time seller.
Oh yeah, that's the best part of my job.
Yeah,
I love having, especially when it's snowing. I have tons of stuff to list, and probably not going to sell much of it, so it doesn't really matter. It's going to be nice.
Well,
very warm.
Getting back to Jenny real quick, when people get that close to you, when I understand, like if you're at the bins and people are close to you because they have to be close to you because the bins are crowded. Like, when she got close to you, or did she get close to you too, or was it just Sonia?
She did it to Sonia first, and again, it's not busy at these bins because I know Joe's 100% right. Most of the time at the bins, you're shoulder to shoulder with everybody.
Right.
This was nobody near us. Sonia was shopping a bin by herself, and this lady just came up and did that next to her, and then she did the same thing to me, and there was nobody around us. It was just me and her right there. Like she walked up and just, I almost feel like she was fishing for like you to do something to make her mad. At that point, like I was just like,
she was probably going through your pocket.
Did you check your pocket?
Oh, she probably was. She probably knows the guy that goes.
You might have taken your phone, but then put it back because you knew you had an Android.
Why am I checking my pockets right now? Like it's right now. I need to see if my wallet's upstairs at this point.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
It was wild. I loved it. I don't even want to say without joking because it's something to joke about for sure. But man, I was a little worried. I was like, all she has to do is lie, and there's going to be at least some looking into it. Like, and I didn't even do anything. And she, and so like, I was we got out of there right after that. I was like, let's go. Like, I don't even want to be around this lady that has this potential of.
So she got what she wanted. She got the whole place to herself by
scaring people away.
So
it was weird.
Two less people there.
Yep.
Yeah, she got the two best pickers in town.
I know.
Allegedly.
So I allegedly threw something at her, and I'm allegedly disrespectful towards women because I asked her to mind her own business.
This is who we picked to do a podcast with, Joe, for real?
Yeah.
I know. We clearly didn't do a great background investigation on Jimmy. Clearly.
Background check failure.
Yep. It only took him 8 episodes to tell us that he's been banned from every bin. What's that say? This side of the Mississippi or something?
You might be on a different side of the Mississippi.
Yeah, I'm banned on the west side, not the east side.
Where does the Mississippi run?
It runs through like
Minnesota,
Mississippi.
Right?
Mississippi.
No, but it goes from like Minnesota to Minnesota.
It starts in Minnesota. The headwaters are in Minnesota.
This is part of a song. There's got to be a song about this, right?
Yeah, it runs south from there. So that's like what?
So we're all on the same side of the Mississippi.
We're all east of it right now. Yeah.
So So you got thrown out on the west side of it.
I didn't get thrown out. I got yelled at.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get thrown. I didn't get
throwing
thrown
things at a lady. I'm presuming, right?
Yeah.
At a woman.
Allegedly, yeah. Allegedly, I threw some stuff on the east side though. That was on the east side of the Mississippi.
And the west side, you were violating all the unwritten rules.
You know what's funny about the West Side Story, the movie? No. You know what's funny about the west of the Mississippi bins is I got yelled at for doing that. Then I go there with who was it that dressed up like a fox? Lady Luck Junk. Lady Luck Junk was there, and she dressed up as a fox and was running around the bins, like just acting crazy. And they didn't say anything to her
because that sounds fun.
Yeah, but
that sounds better than some crazy guy throwing stuff.
No, I didn't throw stuff.
Are you really saying anything to somebody that's dressed up as a fox running around?
Danica's running around like crazy.
I'm picking my battles.
And listen, she chose to run around while they were rotating the bins, which is rotating the bins is when you just stand against the wall and shut up, right? Like they're rotating the bins and she's running up and down the aisle that they cleared out and stuff and just doing these. And nobody said, like, time stopped while she was doing that. Nobody said a thing to her. I accidentally start picking early and I'm getting screamed at.
So, wow. Jimmy, would you say that's when you started hating women?
That's when I started being disrespectful towards women.
I don't know.
It's all Dolly.
You felt like they could get away with more than you.
Parton cake. What's that?
Then you felt like they could get away with more than you could, so you started like just.
They can. There's no rules for them at the bins, but me,
because you know how much like stuff that the bins employees probably have to put up with. I don't know if all the ones at yours are all if they're new hires at that one or if they came from other ones. Sure. But the ones at ours, man, the one time I was like, this is ridiculous. When they do the shoes, people would just start running to the shoe area because they're going to change shoes. And the lady starts yelling, like, I told you, I'm not putting shoes out. If you guys are running, it's only a couple people. So I stood around there for over an hour waiting for them to put the shoes out. And she refused to put the shoes out because of that. And finally I gave up. And then I was like, there's one lady there. She's same cashier. I go through her line every time. She's very nice. She's always nice to me. And
What's her name?
I don't honestly remember. I don't remember her name. I don't know her name.
Jenny.
It might be. It's Jenny. It's Jenny. It's Jenny.
Hey, we can make Jimmy like the Karen for the bins. Like if there's someone that's causing a problem at the bins, they could be called a Jimmy.
So I was
a bunch of Jimmys were there,
ridiculous,
and they ruined it for everybody. Huh?
It was ridiculous that they were punishing everyone because two guys were running across and they got caught running across for this stuff. Yep. Like, it's crazy, but that's what
if they were wearing a fox outfit, they would have been fine.
Ooh, I didn't say that. Oh. Jimmy said that.
Jimmy wants to say if they were female, they would have been fine. Yeah. So
they were guys in my situation. They're part of the Van Buren boys.
Oh, the Van Buren boys.
The Van Buren boys are
Don't
the guys.
Go to Phoenix and say that.
What, the Van Buren boys?
Yeah.
What is that?
I'm not saying. People from Phoenix will know. People from Phoenix in the 90s will know.
Oh, from Seinfeld, right?
No, I don't know.
Oh.
Van Buren was a popular street back in the 90s.
Oh, really? Mine's a joke from.
Now I gotta look this up.
Well, because everyone when they talk about the Goodwill outlet bins, there's the T-shirt bros, and then we have those, and I call them the Van Buren boys from Seinfeld. They had there's a street gang on Seinfeld called the Van Buren boys.
Oh, like the West Side Story.
So they were. It was a guy. He got the Van Buren boys because George took his scholarship away, and the Van Buren boys were. It was after. I don't know. Was it Martin Van Buren? Was that the president?
Yeah.
So it was a street game. It was a joke after that. So I just call them the Van Buren boys. They're very nice guys.
Joe just used his internet pros.
Oh, did he? I don't think they listen to the podcast, but they're very nice guys. Very nice. They're good boys.
They don't get thrown out. They don't.
I listen to them they have like operations going on to squeeze everyone out of getting anything good at the bins. They're like, dude, if we all get together and we all band and we just take up the whole section, no one can get anything, and then we can get it all. And I'm like, man, I want to be their friends.
They've never met Jenny.
I used to go to the bins and I would just go. I mean, I still do it a lot, but I will stand and comfortable enough to stand my ground to get some stuff, but nothing's worth it to me. I just walk to the other side of the room and pick, and then when they're done when they put the bins out and people have gone through it, I go and I pick through it and I find the stuff I want. I'm not going to fight someone over.
That's why these bins are so awesome though, because I know exactly. I didn't go to the bins. Like I went for meetups and stuff, but I didn't go to the bins on purpose in Denver. I've been to the Vegas bins for the meetup. That was another crazy person if that's offensive, a crazy person in Vegas when they had the trash to cash meetup there. There was a guy that was literally mad that all these YouTubers and social media influencers, and he was like mad at all of us. And he was like literally talking trash about all the YouTubers that were there. That was a big deal. That guy was trying to start a fight with some of them.
Did you identify as a YouTuber while you were there?
I did. I did. I had to defend my people.
I don't know, Jimmy. I think it might be you. I mean, I don't want to be the one that says it.
Trouble follows me.
Yeah, what the heck, man?
But these bins here are great. That's why I like them, because there's not busy. Like if you were a shoe seller, there's gold in them there hills at this bins. Like we find the best of the best shoes because nobody's shopping them. We found really good shoes there because nobody's even messing with them.
If I ever come up your way, Jimmy, I gotta go to these bins. I can't take the bins with a lot of people.
You need to come out here, Joe. We'll go. It's a long drive though, but we'll go. It's awesome. I mean, they're like 17. I mean, you've been to the bins. You're usually dealing with 100 people. There's like 17 people here.
Man. Do we think Dan can join the Van Buren boys? what do you think like the initiation is? Is it like blood in, blood out type thing, like a gang?
I think it's more like West Side Story, where you have to do like a dance fight.
I don't think I've ever seen West Side Story.
Me, not on purpose, but I've seen parts of it.
Man, now you're lying. Have you seen? Is it Newsies? Have you seen Newsies?
No.
Oh, I haven't either. I have, but I don't remember it.
Of course.
I was trying to think if it was like. Well, I don't. I was gonna say if you did, if it was like that, but I haven't seen either of them that I remember. Like I'm sure I've seen West Side Story, but I don't.
West Side Story is a musical gang movie where they dance while they're fighting, and so I just want to see Dan.
Oh, it's like The Great Showman. It's kind of like The Great Showman.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, I love that movie. By the way,
can you ask to join them to see what they say? Like
the Van Buren Boys?
Yeah. Like if it's like a real gang, do you have to like get beat up to get in?
No, I just kind of stay. I don't think you like they're outside during the summer, and they have a mountain of t-shirts and stuff that they go through.
Where my brain goes, like I just see Dan asking to join. Within 3 months, he's going to be the leader of the Van Buren Boys. He's going to have tattoos, neck.
He's going to have like teardrop.
They're going to come over to him like, hey, and like they're going to ask permission to buy shoes.
I've seen those guys for because when I was I was going to talk about this earlier when I was on my sale. There was a guy there who came up to me and asked me if I was if I resold, if I was a reseller, because I was just like going through all the racks looking for clothes when I was looking for clothes. And this guy,
in that moment?
Huh?
Are you honest in that moment?
Yeah, I said, I go, yeah, and I was talking to him, and he ended up he resells a little bit, and ended up talking to him, and he says he gets to resell a little bit, not much because he's busy, and then his wife makes him get rid of everything if he can't do anything. So I gave him my information and told him if he needs to sell anything to contact me. And I was pretty proud of myself that I did that. But he was looking for t-shirts. I go, you should go to the bins. He likes
the Van Buren Boys know you're stepping on their turf, right?
But I mean,
but you might set that guy. You threw that guy into like the gauntlet. He probably, go over to this side of town and go.
It was right down the street from the Goodwill we're at. I'm like, it's right down there.
Oh wow, you really set that guy up.
You like sent him in first to see if it was safe.
They'll be okay. They won't. They're not mean.
Right into the lines, then.
As long as you don't mess with their t-shirts. So
yeah, well, you just told him to go look for t-shirts.
He was looking for t-shirts.
You sent them to the Van Buren Boys to find t-shirts.
I'm gonna find me a t-shirt there once because I constantly feel like I'm gonna find. I want one of those 90s Chicago Bulls t-shirts. I feel like I should be finding them around here, right? Like I should find them.
You should be. Yeah.
I found one at Salvation Army, and I did the test to see if it was dry rotted. And ripped it in half inside of the Salvation Army.
Did you end up buying it too?
Yeah, and I bought it because I felt awful. So I bought it.
You tell them, look, this is dry rotted, bud.
Who was it? Did that?
You should have told him, like, I picked this up and it ripped.
I kept it for a while.
Tried this on.
And then I was watching Kevin Commonwealth Picker video, and he sold a t-shirt that was dry rotted. Like he just I mean, he mentioned it. They knew it was dry rotted.
It wasn't ripped in half.
It wasn't ripped in half, no. But I felt so bad that I was like, I should have just done a corner or something. But I felt bad. If they saw me, I
ripped it this way.
He did the Hulk Hogan too. He's like, what?
It was bad. And I just did that again recently I did a Whatnot show during Halloween time, and I had this cool single stitch. I say cool, it wasn't that cool, but I found a single stitch Halloween shirt. It was one of those that said, "This is my Halloween costume," something stupid on it. And I had it in my store for like a few years, and I see everyone selling these vintage single stitch t-shirts. I'm like, oh, this will definitely sell. So I was gonna put it in my Whatnot show for Halloween, and I go grab it, and then I'm feeling like this feels weird, and that sucker was dry rotted, and luckily I hadn't sold it because I would have got a negative.
How do you? I don't think I've ever had a dry rotted shirt. How do you test it?
You kind of just take a corner and you just kind of pull on it a little bit, and it will
fall. It will like the.
Yeah, don't pull on it like an idiot. Like, I mean, you're a big strong man, so you might rip it in half too.
Don't throw it at people when I'm doing it. Like,
you're the dom of reselling, so don't.
So you just like take it and you just kind of pull on it. You kind of.
I think it only happens to like. Does it only happen to black T-shirts, or is it other? I've always seen it on like the black T-shirts.
I think I've seen a dry rotted shirt. Maybe now because I've seen shirts that have like unexplained tears in them that were older shirts. Maybe that's
the thrashed.
Yeah.
Thrash.
I don't know. I don't know enough about.
Yeah.
I don't find them that often.
I remember when COVID started, I bought a lot of it was supposed to be a lot of vintage clothing off of Instagram, and thought I was gonna I was gonna learn about vintage clothing, and they just sent me a bunch of garbage.
Oh, that's. I'm not. And it was off of Instagram you bought it?
Oh yeah.
Oh. We're not saying names.
Are we gonna say who it is, or
was it Jenny?
It's someone I don't see him around anymore.
Oh, hey.
I don't think.
Wonder why.
I don't think I see him around. And it was one of those. I was like, oh, that sucked, because I was like, oh, I'm gonna teach. It was right at the beginning of COVID, and I was working, so I didn't care. Like I would just spend money like crazy. Right. It was a good chunk of change too. I feel like I spent over $300 on it. It might have been $100 and something, but still, it was a chunk of change.
You add in inflation, it's over 300 now.
And by the time I opened it up, I'm like, this sucks. What'd you say? Add inflation? Yeah. It sucked, and I put it away, and then I took it out again, probably last year, and then I ended up. It was a lot of just stupid junk. I ended up donating it.
Selling on Instagram, that's a topic we don't have time to get into. I want to talk about that on an episode though, about this new everybody's selling on Instagram. We should talk about that next week.
Oh wait, we still have a couple minutes, right?
Yeah. But that topic's a long topic. So
because are you talking about like the claims on from the district?
Yeah, claim and
have you listed anything?
I haven't. I'm bad.
Joe, have you listed anything?
Not me either.
Oh, is it allowed? Are you selling on there?
Who?
I mean, I could if I wanted to. I got to set up my payment stuff through district.
Yeah, I got to do all the payment and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's what I meant. I didn't know if you were. I didn't know if I was allowed.
I haven't yet though. I haven't.
It's wild. Like I just want to ask a question, because what made me think about this is I was it's been everywhere now, but let's name drop here ADH Dave. Like he is selling like $1,500-$1,700 comic books with that claim, and this is like a new selling platform. Like I feel like that's brave, right? Like deciding to sell a $1,700.
Wait, he actually sold them, or he just listed?
He's got them listed on there with that whole thing where I think he's using the word dibs, like because I guess you can choose the word, and so like it says type dibs below, and we'll send you an invoice. He had multiple, like $1,000+ comic books that were graded, listed that way on Instagram. Mm-hmm. And I was like, man, like that's wild. I don't know if I would have if I'd be brave enough to do that. Like that's a big transaction to test something out. I feel like that's what it is. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. It could be a big like a huge topic to talk about. So I haven't tried it yet, and I don't even know how that works. Like my first question is, if someone types in claim or dibs or whatever the word is that posting removed right then and there? Or is it still up, and if you don't check the comments and you type dibs second and you think you're going to get it, and then you don't get it because someone else already typed dibs and stuff like that?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you have a time frame to purchase it though. So I don't know. Maybe it does remove it. I don't really know.
Oh yeah. I don't know. So there's a lot of questions I have, and that's why it's a huge topic. But and another thing I'm an old man about, like I talk about how like, when we were kids, stuff that our parents did that made them like, not setting the time on the VCR or whatever, not knowing how to use the TV remote, me not liking my Instagram full of stuff for sale. I feel like an old man when I'm like an old man.
No, that's what I was going to say. Kids. I don't get on Instagram enough, and I was on there, and it was just a constantly, I'll claim this, claim that, and I instantly turned off Instagram. I'm not a big Instagram person. I'm very bad at it. I initially only got on Instagram because I would watch YouTube, and people like, like send me an Instagram message or something. I didn't know. I started off on YouTube as a viewer, like I was viewing, just a viewer.
Yeah.
And I didn't know, like you can't just message. Not that I don't think I slide into people's DMs. I don't. But they
only on Poshmark. Only on Poshmark.
But like that, it was. I saw that and I instantly was like, I don't want to do. It was almost like I looked like I was looking at Facebook Marketplace. It was kind of like,
yeah, it sucks. We're the victim of our own algorithm though, because that's part. Our algorithm shows us reselling stuff, and now that's
the stuff
people are putting like hashtags and that's in the reselling part of the algorithm. And so we're going to see that. Well, I don't want that. I'm like you, I don't want that from my Instagram, but it's one of those things that I don't shop that way. So for me, it's not for me. Like I told you, I don't shop that way. I'm never going to type claim and get that invoice and pay. I just don't shop that way. I'll go to their eBay store, or matter of fact, I bought a couple things for Christmas on Whatnot, but I don't shop that way.
I was wondering if I haven't looked, if you've looked enough into District, can I see what just someone personally has listed in that marketplace, or do you have to just look through everyone's stuff?
I think you can look through different sellers. I don't know.
Sellers.
On the website. You have to go to the website, right?
Not on the app. Not on the app.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you go to the website and you have to go to first, but you do have to go to whatever market they're in,
right,
and then find them there. So,
okay, I just curious.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I won't say for sure if you can. And I do find that interesting again, that like you're committing to a marketplace. Like I don't think you can be on multiple marketplaces. You pick one and that's the one you're in.
What to sell?
Yeah.
I think you can sell on multiples.
Can you? So like you could be. I don't know the answer to.
Because I was trying to figure out if I could look through someone to see what specifically someone had for sale on there.
Yeah.
And when I clicked on them, they had 2 different marketplaces listed as a seller.
Oh, okay. Well, then that's cool. I didn't know that. That's actually that's important to me, because like I would not want, as it grew, I wouldn't want to limit myself to one.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of like just gonna sit back and watch for a while.
Yeah, I was curious. I don't have any intentions of selling on there at all.
Oh, at all. Like, okay.
I mean, maybe I don't. I initially got into. I didn't want to do it. It just sounds like a lot of extra work that I don't want to do. Like I don't have enough time to do that stuff. I can,
That's 100% where I'm at.
If you just put all your stuff into that, then it's going to affect your. Like I can see when I mess with Whatnot, I can feel the effect on my eBay work, and when I do eBay, I feel the effect on my Whatnot. Not that Whatnot doesn't exist basically, but like I'm attempting that, and it just seems like it's just the same thing over again. I just don't want to do it. It'll hurt when I do all that stuff. It hurt like my cross listing, because then I cross list, because you really focus on one, but then I was like really on wanting to make sure I cross list. So then I do cross list.
What do you use to cross list?
Oh, Vendu.
Okay.
Link down below.
Vendu. Because you can use it on your phone. I love it. You can cross list on your phone. I've cross listed 20 items sitting here doing this podcast right now. I've just been using melons and bananas and
he baked a cake while we were on here.
Yeah, he put a can of soda and some flour and put it in the oven.
But for like when I do have stuff to do and I want to do a Whatnot show, I'll be listing my Whatnot show, so then I don't do my cross listing. And then I'll like, oh, I haven't listed on eBay, and then I have to list on eBay, but like, oh shoot, I haven't done my cross listing. I gotta do my Whatnot. So I can't see myself wanting to do another thing on top of it too.
I'm like you. I'm like, let those. It might sound awful, but let those guys, the people that are starting up and learning about it and setting it up, let them figure. But I was looking.
I wanted to try to buy something just to see what it was like. I just wanted to see the whole process of that. Like, I mean, not that it's probably the same thing as the other stuff.
But I want to talk to someone that bought it real quick. Are you going to do the claim? That's why I want to talk to someone that did claim. Are you going to buy that way or?
I mean, if I saw, I don't see the problem is I don't buy stuff. Like I just don't buy stuff. But I'm interested if I see something I wanted, if I have the extra, you know, like I don't want to
Maybe
say
I'll
like
try
that.
it. Maybe I'll buy one of those $1,700 comic books from Dave using
I won't
bid.
be buying one of those if
go.
I bought something. It would be something. It would be a spur of the moment thing that I really wanted. I could see myself wanting something from that if I saw it. But again, I'm going to tell you, probably a lot of times when I start going through my feed and all of a sudden I see claim, I'm going to turn off Instagram. Like it's not really what I don't know.
I feel you. I feel the same way.
I don't want to see. It's not really.
I'll probably get roped into buying some sports cards because I see a lot of that up there. You know, more sports cards.
Yeah.
Available that way with the claim and all that. But that's probably that's my weakness. I'll get roped into that.
You should do that, Joe. Find an affordable card and let us know how that process went. Yeah. You could be our crash test dummy for that.
Oh, maybe I'll do a card. I could do a card too.
Yeah,
I like cards. I don't
know. That's what gets me sucked in with the cards. I'll end up.
I can't look at cards because then I want cards all the time.
I know.
I'm that way with toys. I'm not that way with cars. Yeah. Cards. If it's toys, I start to be like, maybe I'll.
So if you're listening to this, throw some toys out there, Jimmy's way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably do it just to see what the process is like to do that claim because I want to know what that's like. As a seller, I want to know the buyer's experience. So maybe I just need to do that test, right? That would make sense to just buy something. Yep. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to find the worst reseller I know and buy something from them to see how bad they handle it. So Dan, if you could post something,
just put something out there and just write claim next to it.
No, but I want to see what that process is like.
I quit. And this. I quit.
And it's done.